Today we're going to do a video on guitar tracking, specifically heavy metal guitar tracking. The way I'm going to do it, we're going to break up the riffs piece by piece to really make sure we get it super tight. We want to minimize editing as much as possible. Now you're going to hear the demo I've recorded so far. This is just rough recording to get the idea down. But now we're at the phase where we want to get it real tight. And I'm going to show you how I do it. Alright, let's listen to what we've got so far. Again, this is just the rough demo. Alright, this is what it sounds like with the mix. Alright, first thing you want to do is either go into your audio settings here, turn down your buffer size. 64 is usually a good number. The lower the better, really, as long as your DAW operates fine. But instead of doing that, this is what I do. I just hit this button. I have this set up here to have low latency mode on right here. This pretty much takes care of all your issues. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and delete these two regions because we're going to make it even tighter, right? Let's check. I'll show you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to break it up into sections. Okay, we're just going to do that section. Because then after this is a... You know, it could be a little hard to get all that tight with each other, so we're just going to break it up. I'm not Dave Mustaine, right? So... Okay. Control-Command-T. Let's go ahead and delete that. I could record over it. I'm just going to delete it. Again, it's a demo. I'm not losing anything there. So in the next section, I'm going to get my guitar tuned up. I just changed the strings. It's really important. You want some fresh strings when you record guitars. That's going to help it stay in tune easier and just sound nice as possible. So let's get to it. Alright, so a couple things to take note of. Always tuning. Tuning very often. I'm playing aggressively. I'm picking the strings hard. I'm really focusing on timing. I want to get this as tight as possible so there's minimal editing later. Again, this is fairly easy when you do it this way because I'm just doing short takes. I'm not going to continue to show you the rest of the riff, but you get the idea. I would now put the cycle range to the next part of the riff, do the exact same thing. Get a lot of takes, go through and pick the ones that are good, and that's what I'm going to do now. So at this point you can turn off your low latency mode. You can keep your metronome on if it helps you, or you could just use the drums you have. So let's go back to the guitar left. It's the first one I did. Hit Z. Now you can see all your takes. You can listen to them. just look here, these are all pretty tight already, right? They're really lining up. This one, when they're behind like that, you could switch like this. Get yourself some great takes, man. And if it sounds good, it is good. No need to overthink this. Let's see how this sounds. That sounds great. I'm just going to go ahead and not overthink this. Flatten this region. There's a guitar left. Let's do the same thing with the right. Now we like the timing of the first one. Let's make the right pretty much line up to that, okay? This one looks good. Let's see here. This one looks good. Probably go with this one. These don't have to be perfect, guys. We want it to sound natural, but we're going to get it as tight as we can. Sounds sick. Find one of these that lines up better. This one looks like it might be the one. I've got more takes down here if I needed to. See how that sounds with the other one. Super tight. I like it. That was weak, so we'll undo that. Maybe try this one. Okay, that one sounded good, so I'll just leave that. These chugs look lined up. These look lined up. Listen to it with the left. Listen to both of them. I like it. Okay. One other thing I didn't mention, you want to go ahead and set your levels. If you look at the pre-fader meter here, actually it might be a little hot for pre-fader. And pre-fader just means if the fader was at 0, well, this is the amp plug-in making it hot if I turn these off. I could make it less hot, but it works. You definitely don't want to be clipping. Let's listen to the DIs here. So those sound pretty clean. They don't sound distorted. If you hear the distortion from having your input gain too high on the DI, that's when you really know you need to dial things back a little bit on your interface. So there you have it. That's how I track metal guitars. This is going to work out for anything heavier like hard rock music, heavy metal, even heavier stuff. It's best to do it this method, get it as tight as possible if you have to. If you're a super good player and you just play super tight, you've been doing it for 30 years, fine. But most of us aren't that good. Sorry, we're just not. So this is a very common, popular method for tracking super tight, heavy guitars. I hope this helps. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you do it any differently? Let me know.